Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host, Riya. Good morning, India. We are back with Gen Ravi Shankar. Namaskar, sir. How are you?
Good morning, India, and namaskar to all of you, and namaskar, Shreya. The great way back after break. And in that break, we had this cricket match where we walloped Pakistan as usual. But, well, I thought the interesting things in this cricket match beyond the cricket. So I thought we'll discuss that, and that's why I sent that article to you. All
So
yours, take on.
I heard the reason why Indian captain didn't shake hands was that he was afraid that he might lose his fingers.
No, I don't think so. I don't. I think that era has gone completely. But in Pakistan, cricket and politics can't be separated anymore. And even for us, people say that cricket is cricket. Don't mix sport with politics and all that. But if you look at it historically also, cricket and any sport or any event and politics and geopolitics have never been separated. You go back, USA boycotted the Moscow Olympics long back, and then a return favor was done when the LA Olympics were boycotted, vice versa. So it's not been. Go back in the last century, the Berlin Olympics were boycotted by many people because of Nazi Germany. So why will it change now? Right? And in a place today where there is professionalism, a lot of money, superb amount of money, so nothing will change. And that's why I thought I'll put across a few issues on this thing. And I want to know your views on this macro issue, and then we'll.
Thank you, sir. Cricket was something that I used to follow like a religion some years ago. Then I went to the United States, and the fervor has since gone away. Then I wrote a book, Who Painted My Last Red? I was totally like coming of age for me when I was doing research for the book as to how deep is the rot in terms of fixing games, throwing matches, what have you. And that's not gone away, in my opinion. Let's just set that thing aside for a moment. Let's come back to this game. See, what happens is, after I read that book, I don't get emotional. I don't go on an emotional high if India wins, nor do I regret that India lost, because that charm is gone of the cricket. But many don't agree with me. That's okay. You're up to you. Whatever you feel. If you feel good that India defeated Pakistan, fine. If not, it's okay. But sir, the takeaway here is Pakistan's rot is not just its political system, but I believe even its cricket system is completely going to dogs. What I'm hearing, see what happens in normally, right? You have good school level teams. From the school level teams, you get the under 15, under 17, under 19 teams. From there, university goes under 21 for the university and so on. So the thing is like a pyramid structure. Slowly you get really good team. But I'm hearing that Pakistan, they're no longer having good school teams. And if you don't have a good school team, then, interstate matches also start becoming one-sided. So this is something that is unfortunately it's going to be like that for a long time. So Pakistan's politics has degraded, and so has its sport. This is how I see it, sir. The heady days where when Imran Khan used to lead, but even then, General Shankar, there used to be always individual brilliances in Pakistan. This is a team sport, but they would always have one guy will do something extraordinary and they would somehow eke out a win. So this has been the case for Pakistan for a while. But if you take a look at what is happening in their sports and how this gets transformed into politics, just like in India, politicians are always running the affairs in Pakistan. So somewhere like last cup, the guy takes the cup and vanishes. I mean, what kind of immaturity is this? And you are making yourself a laughing stock of the world.
Yeah, I agree with you.
At the end of the day, that stays with the game is come and gone. Next time there's another game with another team. you're just responding to that. But something like this, where the guy just goes away with the cup, that stays for a long. I'm told the cup has still not been returned to India.
Yeah, it's not been given to India. Why return? It's no matter of return. It's not been given in the first place. But let me put it in a different perspective. Why did I take this? I mean, why did I suggest this subject to you? More important thing. Uh, you know, at some level, sports defines a nation. Success and loss in any sport defines a nation, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Okay, you see nations which are do well in sport are also the more affluent and the well-to-do nations, or nations which are on the up. Nations which don't do well in sport, you will see that their nations are also bad, right? So, okay, it's not that nations which are not well up, not affluent, are not good nations. They could be poor nations. They would be honorable nations. They might not be doing very great in sports, but they're okay. Like say, take a case of say a nation like Indonesia, right? But even Indonesia has brilliant, structures of um, shuttle and all that,
Shuttle
badminton,
badminton. Yes, yes, yes.
badminton and all that. Now you see Pakistan. Why I'm saying this is take Pakistan back to 70s, 80s, 90s. They had the best of sportsmen in certain fields. Squash,
Billiards. Yeah.
squash, squash was Jahangir Khan and Jansher Khan. It was a decades. I used to play squash quite a lot in my younger days. Um, we used to marvel at the capability. Gone. No one plays squash today. You look. Can you put this picture on?
Yeah.
Which I put up. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah. Look at this 92 World Cup. Imran Khan winning the World Cup. Great. This was not a flash of brilliance. This is a team of brilliance. It was why I say team of brilliance. A guy like Imran Khan could get together people who played individually, make them play, and won the World Cup. Now, it reflected something. It reflected a nation which was confident, strong. I'm saying this because Pakistan in those days, in the periods of 70s, 80s, 90s, was a strong nation. It got defeated in 71, I agree with you, for very different reasons. Because strategically they were stupid. Pakistan is a nation which has always been tactically brilliant, strategically stupid. Yeah, thank you. We'll take this off. We'll get back to the slides a little later, or the pictures a little later. So you see that this nation has regressed from being very good in world cricket, like you said, billiards and squash. It's gone down. You see the Pakistan of that time, their economic indicators, their military indicators, their thinking was of a much higher order. Why did the West choose Pakistan over India? Why did they go and it was a brilliant move on the Pakistan decide to go and recognize China first and use China against India. Strategically, that was very good. Today they've spoiled that relationship also. So over a period of time, you're coming down, 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 and the strength of a nation has sapped slowly and steadily. And I still remember 98 World Cup, right? My unit, we had gone to Jammu and Kashmir. I was in the east, I was commanding my unit in the east. A whole lot of us were pushed there for Kargil. And that evening, I was waiting for my train to come in. My train means my unit train. My unit, my guns, everything were coming by train from Siliguri to Jammu. I had to go on to receive them, and they were to come past midnight. Evening was India-Pakistan cricket match, and Kargil was on at that time. And we didn't win that World Cup or something. Pakistan went to the final of that World Cup and lost, right, to Australia miserably. But that what we bet them in that World Cup, low total, we defended it and bet them. And the feeling in the people then was so high, as if we had won the war by then. Of course, a month later, we did win that Kargil war. But that was it. But after that, one has seen slowly the ebbing away of the Pakistani strength in the past 25 years, right? And with that, there you see that reflection of the Pakistani nation in their cricket team, right? And what does this thing is? Can I have this thing on? I saw this article in Dawn. It says optimism gone Ori, and and here down below, if you see the first line, they came, they saw, and they collapsed. This is something written by them. The normal story we hear is he came, he saw, he conquered. Okay, here they're saying they came, they saw, and they collapsed. It reflects the mood of a nation. And side by side, we saw this article also, where Imran Khan has been denied medical thing, and the man who won the World Cup at a time when the nation was in glory, basking in glory, right? And here you see this gone. He's now blind in a solitary confinement, all that. Yeah, thank you. I think we're done with the thing. The point is, this nation has regressed. Oh, that's something which we need to understand. And there is no nation which has regressed the way Pakistan has regressed. All other nations surrounding have gone up. You see a nation like Afghanistan, which has been occupied for the past, we don't know when, poor, but they're proud of what they are, and they attempt to get better. It's a different thing. They can't for many reasons, Taliban, Islamization, all that. But that whole story, the degradation of Afghanistan also started in Pakistan. I mean, we have a lot of, but I don't see any other nation. And mind you, this is a nuclear armed nation. A nuclear armed nation has all the capability and the power to go up, but it has gone down. You made a very important mention, which I must highlight. And this is cricket is pyramidal. You need to start at the school level and build the university team, then the district team, and then the state team, and then the national team. And that seems to have vanished in Pakistan. You know why? They don't have schools. If you have only schools, you can have school teams. Okay, they've introduced Allah in the name of in science. I'm not saying this. This is the fact. They have more religion and radicalism in science. Okay, so this nation has regressed. People say that Pakistan team is a team of brilliant people, brilliance and all that, and it's only that one of these you don't know. One day they play on top and one day they play on bottom. I don't think so. I mean, history now it's 8-1. They're fond of saying 6-0, Rafale, Liev, all that. I say 8-1. 8 times you've been defeated. Someone else says for the past 11 meetings in World Cups, they've been defeated, all put together. 8-1 is only in T20s. Right? So this is a nation which is consistently getting defeated. That concept that they're brilliant is gone. We have to understand this. Right? I chose this subject with a thing. See, there is no flash of brilliance anymore. The normal thing you see is systemic collapse. There is a systemic collapse of their values. There is a systemic collapse of their economy. There is a systemic collapse of their education. There is a systemic collapse of their irrigation system. You take anything in Pakistan, there is a systemic collapse. So it is in cricket. After all, cricket is only a reflection of the nation. And why should we talk of it? Okay. We should talk of it because the old animosity which Pakistan has nurtured against India continues. It's all pervading. Whether it's a joker, that Mullah Munir, or this Mohsin Naqvi who ran away with that Asia Cup, whether it's the war which they have lost and now they're making it as a victory, or this, that's how this nation is. And why should we discuss Pakistan? Everyone, many people say, look, oh, India has gone far ahead of the loop. We don't have to discuss Pakistan. We should learn how to get over Pakistan, look beyond Pakistan. I was also a proponent of this theory, right? I used to tell my friends who used to be talking of Pakistan, yeah, let's stop talking of Pakistan. We need to look beyond Pakistan. But things have changed. My opinion has changed in the past few days, right? And I feel that today our main enemy and our main focus must be Pakistan, militarily or diplomatically or geostrategically or geopolitically. It is not China, it is not USA, it is not anything else. We'll grow on this thing, and it is Pakistan. And this match which they have lost, they came, they saw, and they collapsed, is reflective of that mindset. And that mindset is what I want to discuss and explain to people. But before I do that, I've spoken a lot. I want your comments, and after all, you have your own perceptions of Pakistan. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. General Shankar, one of the things that Pakistani NRPs, non-resident Pakistanis, don't seem to want to do is to try and see how they can improve the lot of their countrymen, having left for greener shores. I don't see the kind of engagement. Sure, many of you may say, oh, you NRIs, you always come and say, this is not right, that is not right, that is not right. Some do, I don't deny that. But many also want to try and say, okay, if I were you, they are also positive in their suggestions. And I count myself as one of those. My point in saying all this is somehow when somebody who is well educated or well off leaves shores of Pakistan, it feels like they don't want to do anything with their homeland. They have dual citizenship, which is basically for property purposes and things of that nature. Because I've also heard stories, anytime there's like an IMF disbursement coming in, then a lot of people will suddenly pack their bags and come to Pakistan for 2 weeks to 4 weeks to get their cut and then go back to homeland. So this is the kind of transactional thing that people seem to be doing with Pakistan. Look at how many generals who have become like more or less their dictators, how many of them stay back in Pakistan after they have retired. So somewhere people are, they just don't want to know that they grew up in this country. I wonder what that is. That also goes into the same psyche. So you need that infusion, you need that transfer of new ideas, and that's how somebody who's been stuck in a place will rise. I mean, India has risen, absolutely risen. Sanjeev Sanyal, who is one of the economic advisors, he has worked in Singapore for many years. So is the chief economic advisor. He has worked in Singapore for many years. I know many people who have come and advised the BJP government, and they take good suggestions and they implement them, mine included. So see that extra little thing that people provide, they're not even, I'm not sure if they're even providing that, General Shankar. So I wonder why you think, what you think about that. Why is it that people don't want to admit that they are Pakistani outside of Pakistan?
Low self-esteem. the belief that they know that they're part of a system which is collapsed, finished. There was a time uh, when Pakistan had the eyes and ears of the US establishment. I'm taking US because everyone understands this well. If you went to US, they were treated at a different level, and we were treated at a different level. Okay, it's not so anymore. You saw the last flashes of this in Op Sindoor, where Trump played them. Trump played Pakistan against India. Now Trump is letting them go. I mean, he's already let them go. But that doesn't solve our problem. Whether Trump likes Pakistan and he wants to sleep with Pakistan or kick Pakistan is the US problem. What we need to understand is our problem with Pakistan. There's one comment which has come. It says, "What a lot of time to waste on garbage." I would like to tell everyone, you must waste time on garbage. You know why? If you leave garbage without attending to garbage, it will cause you health problems. Very
Yes, yes,
simple.
yes, yes.
Sanitation, disposal of garbage is very important. And if you want to go up in the chain, value chain, okay, you need to dispose your garbage. So please understand why I've taken this. See, you have to understand. Uh, like I said, the systemic collapse is the new normal in Pakistan. You have to contend with this collapse. And this collapse carries danger. Please understand. The collapse presages a thinking which says, look, I'm great. This is a Pakistani mindset. I'm great. Okay. So this great, guy who's living in Miasma, for him, loud threats are standard. There's old animosity which is nurtured through time. It's all pervading. Not being India or anti-India is the norm. What is Pakistan identity? It is not being India, anti-India. Now, in this kind of a thing, why I'm saying, you see, you have a thinking where you say, no, I don't want to be him, but I want to be better than him. This is psychological, please understand. So I have to pull him down. It's not that I go up, I have to pull him down to my level. I'll be happy only when I pull him down to my level. Okay? And unfortunately, what is happening is Pakistan's ability to dent India is going down. Say 4 years back, 5 years back, 10 years back, or 15 years back, they could do a Pulwama and get away, all that. I mean, all that. But no, gone. You do Pahalgam and we'll hit you. You can keep howling that we downed 6 Rafales. Right. It's like Trump saying, first he said, 4 planes were down, then he said 6, then 8, now he's talking of 10. By the time another 3 weeks go, he'll say 20 planes were down between India and Pakistan. You're fooling yourself. Okay, I grant 4 planes were down. So what if? Does it affect India? Does it affect India? You lost so much, you can't recoup. You can't recoup your nuclear stuff. You can't recoup your runways. Some of the hangars are still yet to be built, which we hit. They don't have money. They can't replace the aircraft. They can't talk of it. They can't replace it. Because if you declared victory without any losses, how can you declare losses? So if you don't have losses, how can you recoup them? See, they're caught. But the animosity is still there. You see this Mullah Munir still talking of, I will do this, I will do that to India. You see a guy like this Mohsin Naqvi. See the whole story they rechowed in, the way they spun this whole story about this cricket thing. I'll boycott, I'll do this, I'll do that. And there's this guy, Hamid Mir, one short little runt in their, media, who's supposed to be their doyen of media. He says, We have won the war. There is victory even before the first ball has been bowled. They're spinning victory out of nothing. Forget about defeat. Okay. So you see this country where their ability to touch India, to dent India is receding. It's gone. But the desire to harm India is increasing. They don't need a issue to do something. And this is primal in this country. Look, victory for them is the ability to continue fighting. You know what? Why this thing which I'm saying, victory is the ability to continue fighting, is the quote from a Pakistani army officer who's an author and who's authored books. It doesn't matter whether they lose, they have to be fighting. If they continue to fight, it is victory for them. And that is the same thing here. This hawa about India-Pakistan match, boycott, come, ye, wo, all that, is to show to everyone that Pakistan is capable. It is at par with India. And we can have our flash of brilliance and we'll defeat India. They've never had this flash of brilliance. A coal can't have flash of brilliance unless it is hard pressed into a diamond. Okay, this is reverse. What is happening in Pakistan is regression. Right? And they want to be seen in league with India. And they appear to be competitive with India. See, even in Sindoor, we are competitive with India. Yeah, they have a good army. Let's be very fair. They have a professional army who can fight. There's no doubt about it. I've always said this. And I must accept it. And I must be wary of it because that's my enemy, which I have to fight militarily. What's happening to their cricket team? What is happening to their cricket environment? Everything is a harbinger of what's going to happen to their army, navy, and air force. I think the time has come where neither China will give them money, America will give them nothing. Gone are the days of Ayub Khan and Ziaul Haq and Pervez Musharraf, where America would give them money and all that. I think that's gone. I mean, that's my view. That's gone. They're not going to get. Trump is not going to give them one naya paisa. Trump wants his copper from China, from Pakistan. If he doesn't get that, he's not interested. And I spoke of it last week only. So they're this going down. The same problem will happen with their army, navy, and air force. But they have to be seen alongside us. And you see something else. This Pakistan and Bangladesh have an outsized sense of their own importance. They think they're very important. And that's what played out in this World Cup. Bangladesh being thrown out, or rather withdrawing and saying, we will not come to India. They think they're very important. Don't come to India. Go to China. And you get kicked there. You go to Pakistan. वैसे भी दोनों गरीब देश हैं. Right? They're begaristans, both of them. You can only beg. Bangladesh is also there only. Notwithstanding whatever has happened, we have discussed that, all that. For both of them, declaring victory is a normal. They're victorious always. It doesn't matter. Outcome doesn't matter. They're victorious. Okay. Outcomes are irrelevant for both of them, but they have to be victorious. There's one other interesting thing about Pakistan, which I learned through Pakistanis. Because, I must tell all of you who are, and I'm sure all of you know, I discuss a country or issue and all, not from my perspective. I give my opinion in the end. The first thing I do is discuss their perspective of themselves, or look at it from the other opposite point of view. Okay. Pakistan believes that they're in a great geopolitical space where, they connect the Gulf to Central Asia, South Asia to Central Asia, South Asia to the Middle East to China. They are in the pivot of the world. But what has this pivot of the world given them? Has anyone thought of it? Look at it the way I'm looking now. Has the pivot, being the pivot of the world, increased their economy? No. They've got a lot of freebies. They got billions of dollars from, as per Trump, Pakistan has been given $30 billion by, for during the Pervez Musharraf period and thereafter. Uh, I still remember, Ziaul Haq getting about $2 billion way back by President Carter. When Carter gave him 400 million, he said, peanuts. I'm not interested. And like that. So it's given them that freebies. After that, what? Has it helped them? Their geopolitical location or the geostrategic location has made them the battlefield for everything. As a result, if you are living in a battlefield constantly, what happens? You degenerate. And that's what has happened to Pakistan. It's not, there's an outsized sense of being indispensable to the world in their geostrategic location. But that location has given them nothing, neither their economy, they've got misery, and their location has only one river, they don't have water. And that water also doesn't reach the sea. And their location has given them misery along Durand lines or on the other India border. Misery. Okay. They have got nothing. Has it bound the nation together? It has not. Right? So what I'm trying to say is, as far as Pakistan is concerned, there's no difference between cricket and war. And this problem will endure. So I'd like you to talk of all this because I'm going to switch to take you to a slightly different issue regarding Pakistan only. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Viewers, I don't know, General Shankar, have you watched this movie called Charlie Wilson's War?
No, I haven't.
It talks about the period when they decided to up the aid from 400 million to 2-3 billion. And this is one congressman who flies out to Afghanistan, and then that's when they give all the missiles to the Mujahideen to fight against the Russians and so on and so forth. Very interesting story. Those of you who have watched it, you'll understand or agree with me that that role of Ziaul Haq was played by Om Puri in that movie. It captures a very accurate. It captures accurately a period that should concern us because it happened right in our backyard.
Yeah.
And the takeaway from that is that Pakistan was so used to getting aid from others that once you stop that, they don't know what to do. The organized economy is nothing but just Fauji Foundation that just goes in and does a few things here and there. But apart from that, I don't know. There is nothing there that they can hang their hat on and say, made in Pakistan, proudly. Over to you, sir.
Made in Pakistan, they have so many terrorists, suicide bombers, all that. So made in Pakistan, unke paas. They make them proud. Lakkar Taiba and no, that's look. What is constructive to you is not for them. Those are constructing their nation. That's the point I'm trying to make. See, we have to understand this nation. I see here a lot of people are saying, the last thing, good evening, General Shankar and Mr. Iyer, Pakistan lacks the skill to match up India in both cricket and war. I agree. That's the point I'm trying to make. This is a nation which lacks everything, but believes it has the capability of doing everything. Okay? And so that is what makes Pakistan very dangerous to India. You might not like to think of it, but I like to think of it that way. And what's more interesting? Like I said earlier, it doesn't have the capability to do anything. It cannot stop us. It cannot stop us from doing where we are going. We'll have our FTAs, we'll have our thing. Everyone will come to us today. The AI summit has started. We'll talk of it next week or after some time. Macron is coming, the Rafale deal will be signed. Yeah, we can discuss all that. Do such discussions ever happen in Pakistan? They don't, they can't. There's nothing to discuss. The time when they can do anything to us is gone. Their army is degrading. Take it from me. Someone who's watched Pakistan for so long, and this is the feeling I got after seeing that article where they say they came, they saw, and collapsed. How can you imagine a editorial in any of our newspapers talking of a loss this way? They're rationalizing a loss as a victory. This is the normal thing. The same media, they few days back, they said, "Oh, we won a victory against India in World Cup." Right? So you see that this is a nation which is absolutely gone crazy. Now they have no sense of progress. They can't. And if you see their editorials and all that, they talk of power shortages, they talk of fuel shortages, they talk of poverty. This is a nation which is heading to 50% poverty. They're suffering, they're casual, people are dying. They're not bothered about it. If they're not bothered about their own self, will he be bothered about you? You know, the beggar in the street who comes in front of your door every day and begs can do very little to you. But the garbage which is unattended will give you disease sooner or later. Some kind. We don't know. That is what we need to do. We need to sanitize ourselves. Right? I mean, my theory of this sanitization is very simple. Right? You have to clean the garbage up. In terms of Pakistan, what do you do? What is involved in cleaning the garbage up? You just throw it off, which means breaking Pakistan. I'm very clear about it. If Pakistan in its current form will be a problem for us. Right? So we have to break it. Breaking it up, you can't do militarily. So you do through water, you do through politically. You have to do politically. But that's a old hackneyed thing I'm talking. If someone will say, sir, ye to aap har roz bolte ho. But the fact is, you have to realize that you have to keep yourself on the guard. Right? You have to keep yourself on the guard. You can't sleep well if there's a mosquito around. The mosquito might not do anything but give you some malaria once in a while, and for which you take quinine and you do all that. But the fundamental problem is this mosquito needs to be sorted out. How to sort it out is the $1 million question. Every night before you sleep, you have to put a mosquito net on and put Odomos or whatever it is and do this thing. But it will not go. But the problem with this mosquito is it is being supported by USA and China. Remember that. And Turkey. Okay.
That's because the garbage is not on their doorstep, sir. It is on India's doorstep.
No, it's been put intentionally at your doorstep. And you have to understand, we'll talk of it tomorrow. We should talk of the India-US relationship. There's a two-faceted relationship between India and USA which is coming up. 3 months back, you saw the Central Command. You see, there's a funny thing. The Central Command of Pakistan, of USA, which is based in the Middle East, right, deals with the area up to Pakistan. The Indo-Pacific Command deals with the area up to India. Okay? Now, the Indo-Pacific commander talks well to you. He's here today. I think yesterday he went to the Western Command. He's here till, I think, 19th. And the Central Command boss talks with Pakistan. 3 months back, 4 months back, what did we see? That Central Command chap came to Pakistan, he got a medal, and then, this army chief went for the dining out of that guy when that guy was retiring. Right? So, you see this duality which will come up between India and Pakistan. India and USA over Pakistan. So, you will have this situation where this garbage, which has been put intentionally at your doorstep, is more garbage is coming day by day from USA and China. At this point of time, it doesn't suit USA to throw this garbage up beyond a point. And China doesn't have the capability to throw garbage because China has got its own problems and China is now seeking a handout. But we need to understand that these chaps are a problem. That's why I brought this up. How we deal with them is our question. And I have very clear ideas how to deal with it. But notwithstanding that, how does the government deal with them? Because it doesn't matter whether you win the war or win the cricket match. I said victory is the ability to continue fighting. Losing doesn't matter for Pakistan. Okay. After every defeat, they've come up better, or rather, they've grown politically strong. Every defeat, even here, after this defeat in cricket, the army will grow stronger. Take it from me. So, this is what I thought I'll put across to you today. I mean, everyone. While the World Cup is still on and Pakistan will also qualify for the last 8 and all that, though Australia is out, very simply put. That's a shocker. That's a different story. But I thought this thing, your views, and if after that we could take a few questions and take a few comments. I think some comments which have come are interesting.
Yeah. If you while you take a look at the comments, maybe you can see them or you can't.
Yeah, I can see the comments.
Okay.
Any comment which you feel are good, you can put it on. Especially.
Just give me a minute here while I.
Yeah, please.
Okay. While you are answering one or two, I'll go and add the other thing because we are wasting time on air.
Yeah.
My bad. General Shankar, one of the things that keeps bugging me, and you said that at the very beginning of this address, which is that the Sindh River is running dry by the time it reaches Sindh. And what that means is that the Arabian Sea is going to start coming in. You may not see it on the estuary, but what happens is slowly but surely the water table will become salty. And that means whatever little agriculture was happening along the Sindh belt, that will take years to come back because you'll have to go back and alkalinify or do the opposite of what salt does to your fields. And that's not it's not a single instance process. It takes a lot of time. I've seen there is a place called Avanigadda. I don't know if you've heard of that place in Andhra Pradesh. They had a tidal wave in 1977, sir, 1978. Took them years before they could cultivate anything on those fields. And we are looking at the same kind of problem now. So people in Sindh should seriously start thinking about we need to have our own, we need to be able to change our own destiny. We need to move away from this concept called Pakistan. And India can help, but only to a certain extent. And first important thing is that this construct needs to break. Yesterday, I noticed something after the match was won, that many students in university campuses in KPK were actually singing Indian national anthem.
Yeah, that's there. But that doesn't deter them. That's the thing. There's one question here by Thought Provocator. He says, sir, your topic is relevant. Pakistan is a case study in management jargon. And then, he follows it up. Thought Provocator 8847.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Right? This is what he says. More than animosity. Yeah, the one question before this and this. Both these are relevant. Then he says, more than animosity, I think, this is the first one, which I think is very relevant. And more than animosity, I think it is their eternal victimhood that is the bigger problem, stopping them from taking the ownership of their woes. See, what I want to bring out is, this is right, but that is their problem. Really speaking, I couldn't care a damn what happens to Pakistan. As far as nothing happens to me. Right? Our problem is, how do you deal with this Pakistan? Whether you call it victimhood, whether there's one of the few countries which seeks a victory in defeat. Okay? And it doesn't mind get defeated. It keeps coming back to get defeated. I mean, this is some I don't know how do you call it. You call it sadistic, masochistic. I don't know how you call it psychologically. A nation which wants to, it just wants to be seen that, oh, look, I'm alongside India. I'm bigger than India. I'm better than India. But every time it comes near it, you bloody gets kicked. And you just think there's a guy who feels that he's a dumpster and the other country is a Mercedes Benz. I can come and harm you. It's just such a regressive thinking that the only thing you can do is not better yourself. That how can you get yourself off a dumpster and get into a Mercedes? He is going in a Mercedes, I should kill him. I can, whether I go ahead or not. That's garbage, isn't it? Right? So the point is, yeah, your views on this?
There is one possible want-to-be politician, also a journalist. Her name is Laura Loomer. I don't know if you've followed her on X. She has sorted the evolution of this in the West. For example, in the United Kingdom and United States, she says now you are seeing a new breed of Muslims who can speak and communicate excellently in English, and these are the people from South Asia. I mean, she didn't say India, but she said Pakistan and Bangladesh, and the articulation is in a different level than what it used to be when it was from Muslim Brotherhood, and this basically gives you bigger challenges. And I don't know if the American political establishment understand this. Mostly, I think UK's mess. Already it's gone to a point where I don't know if it can be retrievable or not. So this two-faced thing that these people are doing, while playing victimhood all the time, they're also able to articulate. For example, I mean, I can go into details. There are so many Indian organizations that they are taking pot shots at, and without any basis. That's the point. Without any basis. And America just lets them be because it's sort of like, stick it to India. Just don't let them feel good all the time. Like, for example, that 2-bit thug called Pannu. Sir, there are so many Sikh brothers and sisters who have been ripped off by this guy saying that he was going to get them a green card. Nobody wants to talk about this.
Yeah, I agree.
These kinds of things are. I'm really going after the United States, think tanks and Department of State, CIA, whatever. This is going to be a bigger mess. Another 9/11 you are going to create for yourself. I don't want to be part of it. That time I didn't know. At least now I do. So this is my warning, sir, for everybody. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your speaker. Next thing. Vijay Kumar says nuclear power should self-build, but that's not the case with Pakistan. Pakistan has made a nuclear power by India's adversaries. How true do you think this is, sir?
Yeah, that's fact that Pakistan was given nuclear know-how through China, and of course the smuggling network which this fellow had put. What's that guy? A.Q. Khan.
A.Q. Khan.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, you say in China have Pak nuclear power, okay. Yeah. Pak nuclear power to keep India poking and we said that. It's not only, that's the last vestige. Actually, if I put it, our last puzzle which we have to solve is how do you break this nuclear thinking?
Right.
And that nuclear thinking, I think we have to break only politically. It's not by war, it's not by sport. And look, why I'm conflating sport and today. You see, the interesting thing which we have done, Shreyaji, which I want everyone to understand is, we have conflated sport and politics and war together today. And there's no difference between the two, especially in the India-Pakistan context. Remember that. Okay? Anyway, we don't play any sport with China, so there's nothing to worry about. But here, there's nothing to... So we have to be very clear as to how we're going to deal with this whole story going ahead. And that is what I thought I'll bring around because this is what my whole thinking was.
Yes, very true. Vijay Kumar says, Colonel Mayank Chaubey says, the partition of India happened on the basis of IQ. I totally agree with him. Which the remaining had also left India. We are suffering like a disease.
I'll not take to that completely. There were other
No,
things.
I mean, it's a good.
Right.
There are good people
It,
also. Come on now. I mean, it's
it
just
doesn't
that.
happen.
Yeah,
Uh, See, going back to say that people with low IQ left, and I don't think so. Don't underestimate your opponent's IQ. They've got brains. It's just that for various other reasons they're where they are. And actually, that's what worries me also. They, uh, they have brains, and these brains are devious. When IQ is channeled into deviousness, their outcomes are always negative. And
right.
this they have the capacity to do over and over and over again. I thought I'll put this across. If that was the case, if we
Yeah.
could have sorted them out long back. Yeah,
Krishna Upadhyay says Pakistan is only a tool to disturb India's progress. That's all the benefits of having a working Pakistan for superpowers.
yeah, that we know, that we have said earlier. For China and Pakistan, it's an important tool. Yeah,
Last one, thought provoker again. We tried to ignore the garbage for decades and progress, but we had rude reminders in Pulwama and Pahalgam.
yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. I don't have solutions to what problem I have posed. I'm giving you a new dimension. This garbage is there. How you clean it is the challenge. The traditional forms of garbage cleaning has not gone. So how do you do this without getting affected is the challenge. And it's an open question. Maybe we'll discuss it some other time.
Right, right,
We've,
right. Yes, we will.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sir.
Thank you so
I'm
much,
done.
sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now we are done now. Viewers, I'm coming back in Hindi at 10 a.m. And the guest, incidentally, is Colonel Mayank Chaube. And the topic is again Pakistan. And do come back and listen to that. That's a more fun and humoristic thing about what's happening in Pakistan. So with General Ravi Shankar, we're going to be meeting again on Thursday. Three good generals, and we are going to continue Good Morning India for a few more days, and then we will take a call once I get back to US whether I can continue to do this at 9 a.m. I think this is a good start for the day for India.
Yeah, yeah.
And you will start seeing the value when you listen to this over a period of time. You will see how we are trying to shape the minds of the youth. It's not going to be easy for India with all the new things that are coming down the pipeline. AI scares me. And I'm a semi-retired, but still you can see how many things can mess up people. I worry for my grandchildren, I worry for my children. They all have careers in front of them, and so should you. Thank you once again, sir. We'll see you very soon. Namaskar.
Namaskar.